This week, on our first episode of the Small Business and Informal Traders podcast series, we sit down with Tshwarelo Mashishi, the founder of Motheo Farming Enterprise, as she walks us through her business journey as a young female farmer. Tshwarelo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for accepting our invitation. I remember when we first talked about this, you are actually the first person or proposed this podcast series of small business and informal traders because of I realized or mo community mo ya mo kopana re na le youth entši ba ile gore ba na le small businesses, but the one thing e re lekang ke growth. So ka bona gore like we are scattered, so how about we come together and try something new, perhaps being together, sharing resource and equipment, sharing knowledge and wisdom, maybe it can work good on our side, and then in somewhere somehow re ka bona gore ka khona thusana bjang go hola. Hence wena le wena o le moswa o mo community ya rena o eleng gore we have a small business under agriculture which you are doing well. That's why when I first thought of this, you're the first person o eleng gore ke mo considering. So I know you personally. There are some people who might not know you personally. Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Tshwarelo Mashishi. I was born and bred Malpete.
Okay.
And 5 years later, we moved to this site, Moilenga Zone 2, but it's under Msisikan.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm 23 years of age. The founder ya Motheo Farming Enterprise. Yes. Yes, I was the firstborn child for Wazanimbaga, and I'm agri-orientated. That's what I call myself. Yeah. A family
So, hey, often when I see someone for myself, and I know there are people who can relate to me, or sometimes when I'm a hustler or someone doing well in business, most of the time people who are doing well in entrepreneurship, or they had that specific childhood development. Like, how was their childhood development like? Especially more successful like they are. So it's a question that I'm gonna pass to you to say, like, how was your childhood development? Since you are a hustler, being that person who has that spirit of studying small business and seeing yourself excelling and uplifting your community.
Now I had what I call a cool childhood. Yeah, I was in a family that was very supportive in everything. When you're going with there, they will just give you all the support. And community are actually on the community believe in development, and the people in here are very, very, very supportive. I don't want to lie. And so there were a lot of developing centers, and there were people like for volunteer. You can see them study from scratch, develop to become something, or trying to do something, and they will just help to
Yeah.
As you can see, community a lot of developing centers, clinic, dropping center, sports ground, and many more. And then themselves, they push the hustle. So growing in a community, it was trying so hard to hustle. In Pile, that thing, I should go. I believe in my passion.
So let's take it from the beginning, where everything started. From working at home, in that moment where you didn't have anything, how did everything start?
This thing is started at home. I was using the backyard for just just to get everything started. The passion to start, you just make a plan of whatever that you need to come up with or run. So I was right now these things I bought the seedlings. Now that time I bought the seeds and got my own seedlings, and then from there I transplanter, and it started as little as that, because there's this saying, you must start with the little that you have, because it will be much to find somebody what to find that just an idea. People find what they see in action, in progress already.
So right now, obviously spinach, beetroot, and tomato. So these three different types of plants, udibete depending on what the community need, or would you based on what you had?
After the support it million from the community, because I determined only more spinach and green pepper. Those were the two people who specialize at job. So but they used to ask, or hey, I wanna 1, 2, 3, I wanna beetroot, I wanna tomato, why didn't you plant them? So when I moved to this space, that thing agriculture, you need to plant into something the community is or your market or your customers, your target is familiar with. So okay, now people go to shop, they are complaining about the prices of tomato or what tomato for meaning or a 1 to 250 and it's quite expensive. So okay, I can plant tomato because the key is and locally, I can sell it at a less price.
Yeah.
And then beetroot, a lot of people tell you beetroot, there are specific markets and yeah, show me a lot, especially like when people have weddings, funerals, and whatever. They use it. So, Leona is one of the children more community in Badileka.
So accessibility, or do you deliver?
There are many options. Ba bangwe ba prefer go tla on their own to come and see spinach ka 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I advertiser, I be like, you can order and I will deliver. So preferably ke deliver about around Mississippi. Since all go tell is divided into 3 villages. And then so
so like what do you think, for you personally observing life, what do you think is the biggest challenge for youth? Because right now we are fighting against higher rate of unemployment, but from my perspective I think there are a lot of things to do, but what do you think are the things, what do you think is the biggest challenge for youth to try things out there?
I think lack of determination sometimes, but most of the time gain to learn about the advertising, you know. But the youth, especially the youth, we are so talented. Generally, looking not good at, but rethoka opinion to say no, you can do this. Rethoka approval from our peers or from other people. So this thing we need an approval from wrong places. You need to approve yourself first and put yourself out there, and then from there, even if when you put yourself out there more longer that they do not recognize you, go to the extent of going out and proposing, presenting yourself out there, and then take it from there. Try many times before you can actually do that.
How many people does this space require?
This is a small space. This is a very small space, and most of the job I do by myself. Yes, but if I had the capital or the something that I can give, I would say 2 people would be enough. Yes, 2 to 3 would be enough, because right now we're only talking about this space, but if ever it happens that I occupy that other space, I would need,
the one in the back.
that one there, I would need 4 people.
With your journey, for someone who's still starting, someone who's considering to get into agriculture, what are the advices that you can give to that person to give them, to prepare them so that they can start and venture into this journey?
No, I would say to them, get the skill, get the techniques, get the knowledge. Knowledge is power, so you have to, or even talk with there, and then from there you just go and practice. And you start because I would say the measurements you have to use in order to supplement how.
What have you learned up to this point in life?
Well, like business-wise, it's not easy. It's not easy. And my kids, I can say, job from a very supportive community, and I know that the people they will buy, but until it's a calculated risk actually. Because you can never producer and you find that about beetroot, you won't force them to take it. Although, so you need to overlay the like plan B's, or okay, if community they don't buy spinach sekamoka or supply where am I gonna take it to the market? And also since you also okay, since well raise it or start up the capital, you need to know what you can go knock on or because there are some people barring okay go agriculture department maybe the fertilizers the insecticides and everything. So you need to know which doors you're going to knock on. So the challenge Jonah, they're a lot. Even we say if someone would unfold because they're just a lot.
So right now, from where we are, is agriculture something that you looking into the future? Is agriculture something that you still want to continue with it? If yes, what are the things that you need as you're approaching the future? And if no, what other direction are you thinking of taking?
Now that one is a definite yes. It's a yes. Agriculture is something that I want to practice actually for the rest of my life. It's because I've seen lots and lots of life in it. I think I'm going to need more knowledge than the one that I have, because managing such a space and managing hectare, they are just two different things. So I'm still gonna have to attend more courses to learn more about what agriculture is actually about. Yes. So those are the three important things that I think I'm going to need.
Well, Tshwarelo, it's been a pleasure to have you. It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for taking this time to join us and for walking us through your journey from childhood development to business and looking into the future. It's been a pleasure.
I'm very honored and thank you.